So Cynthia, they got me laying at this. Goddamn, my fucking shoe fell off. I'm laying at this bus stop. Haven't showered in 2 days. I'm laying at this bus stop at the West End. All up. Cynthia Olvera came and got us. You're gonna see Cynthia Olvera put a hit on me, or Cynthia Olvera has a hit on me. That's gonna be part one, and then I'm gonna do it like I'm gonna go and put the 2, 3, 4 next to who all else was involved, like my sister being involved on the hit, whatever. But she took us to the Econo Lodge and dropped us off, paid for the room, gave us some Thanksgiving food after he got into it at grandmother's house, trying to push on me, and the police was called. And he, in the room, he was, that's when I found out how old he really was. He was only 18 because we started looking for an apartment together from there, like, and then I was looking like, because he was sick, and I was wondering like how could he be 18 and be sick like that, and I felt sorry for him, and I just like he was like so foul, like he stinks so he's like nothing. I'm sorry, Lord Jesus, but something was, I left, and I was outside with nowhere to go, like on the highway, and that would have been like all day, and I had nowhere to go because my family had put me out, so I didn't have anywhere to go but to go back. And so I went back, and Austin and I started looking for an apartment, and he was doing meth, and he was saying that he wasn't, and he was asking me for the money for the motel room, and the dope dealer was coming bringing the money back. Everything was okay, but Cynthia was paying for the Econo Lodge room that we was in. She paid for the Super A room we was in. She paid, no, she didn't pay for it, but somebody else paid for the Motel 6 room we was in. But then I ended up getting a job at Nee's Country Buffet while we was staying at the Super 8 Motel. Me, Austin and I, he's Caucasian. He's a white Caucasian male. Father God, please, because Cynthia Olvera is a grand witch, and they doing wizard shit on me right now, which is telling you that they doing the magic, and they got the white folks in them because they trying so hard to do whatever they can to distract me, and I'm tired. And men from Hollywood, God was showing me men from Hollywood trying to leave me outside in the middle of the night, like trying to shoot me while I'm outside, and they know that I'm pregnant and I'm tired. And then let me finish talking about Father God help me, because he over here doing witchcraft next to me, throwing up gang signs and trying to rap, and while I'm trying to talk about how they said they was gonna help these white folks rape my baby in this jail, and I'm trying to talk about it, so I'm finna get my ass up, and I'm gonna stand strong, because I know they bowed down to that white man in that shrine, and they think they gonna sit over here and hide the fact that they got them demons from molesting them kids, and and that's why I'm telling y'all what they said they did to my baby, and they keep on surrounding me, and I'm not fucking playing. And then gonna try to say she's smoking cigarettes while she give birth, trying to get another baby for them to molest and mutilate. And I got something for their ass. You don't see nobody right here messing with me, and then they want to try to call me crazy. Okay, I'm crazy? We gonna see. All right, so let me go back to Cynthia Olvera and this Econo Lodge that we was at, because we stayed there for a little week, but we stayed at the Super 8. So I met him October 2015, November 2015, Stephania's and everything, because they all trying to act like they don't know what kind of ritual these people trying to perform, but I don't care because they possessed. And then by December, right before my birthday, I didn't know that Cynthia and Austin was trying to pull something, or whatever they was trying to pull. I don't know, but I got an apartment with Austin. Cynthia co-signed. Austin's name was on the apartment. My name was on the apartment. I was 24. He was 18. I told y'all he told me that he was 21 until we went to get the apartment, and it was a studio apartment. We moved into the apartment complex, and it was like, it's 230 Avenue G in Conroe, Texas, and we didn't have any children yet. We moved in December 2015, and we moved in like December 18, 2015, and the lady name was Maria, and I did not know that it was around the winter solstice where they do ritual. They do some ritual where they kill people, and I guess they have sex with them and mutilate them and kill them, or they just kill them, or I don't know what they do, but they do something horrible around these days, and then they pretend like they was not the ones who did it. They're filled up with this devil spirit when they worship them, and that's what they be trying to be quiet about, and that's why I was telling y'all. But anyway, back to my child. So, hold on, because this bus, and I'm not playing about this demon that they got. Let me go ahead. Let me tell y'all about my child. So we moved into this apartment December 18th, 2015. And when we moved into this apartment, I brought the furniture from the U-Haul place from 1488 on Joe's truck, Cynthia O'Vera's husband. And that we moved, me and Austin was on the back of the truck laying down and we moved into this new studio apartment together. And when we moved inside this apartment, next door, we was moving our stuff in, and next door, there was a white woman. And the white woman was like, she asked, she was heavy set, she was with a man named Chuck, and there was another girl, her name was Allie. And she was Chuck's daughter. So Chuck was the father and Allie was the daughter, and she had a friend, and she drove a little yellow car. And Chuck and Allie and them was like, oh, y'all want to come over and play beer pong, while we were just trying to bring our stuff in the house. Like, I was like looking at them white girls like, damn, y'all can't even wait for us to step up in the fucking house, and y'all already asking us to come over and drink beer. And I'm like, no, we need to unpack our stuff. And we need to get settled in because we just got there. What the hell we need to be going next door with these white women and playing beer pong when we got an apartment that we trying to unpack in, and we just was blessed to be able to get it. That's what I thought, because Austin was supposed to be looking for a job too, and the Chinese people said they wouldn't hire him. When we both went to apply, and they was like, oh, we'll hire you, but then they looked at him and everybody kept saying, oh, he's a devil, he's a demon. They was like, he's not gonna change, get away from him. That people was telling me all kind of stuff about Austin, and he just seemed like the sweetest person. And it just seemed like whatever meth or drug or heroin that he was on, it seemed like that's what it was. And remember, I told y'all that those women, that white woman over there in Cynthia O'Vera's neighborhood, she put a needle in his arm and started molesting him at 14. And then Cynthia was telling me that he was bipolar, that he was schizophrenic since, or diagnosed as bipolar since he was a little boy. And I'll get into those demons that I think she might have put in Austin, or that her or somebody put in him when he was too young, around my son's age, when she got him when he was a baby, because I know what this woman is capable of. But let me tell you about my son, so we can forget my son, find my son. He better be alive, because all this stuff they doing is to cover up the truth. For Cynthia, she's a white grand witch. Lord, and I pray that's her real name. Father God, because I have not been able to find this lady or Joseph on Facebook. Father God, help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Don't let me cry. Help me be strong for my child, God. So we was living at 230. We moved in 230 Avenue G, and Austin went next door with Mr. Chuck and them and was drinking, and I stayed in the house, and I was basically listening to Joel Osteen and everything. He was telling me to like be the bigger person, and I got tired of listening to him, because I was like, man, I'm tired of seeing your people treat me like shit. And then I'm listening to these pastors, and it's like, well, it's a nice message, but that's not the way that we post that. Your people don't give a damn about us like that. Y'all got it made. Like, that's how I was listening. But I was like, nah, I'll be cool, and I'll just let Austin do whatever he want, and I get a blessing for that. But he came in the apartment and he was he came back that night or whatever, I don't know, but the next day he was sick, and I just kind of just felt like I didn't want to really be in a relationship with him anymore, because we had just moved in and he had been abusing me since October to be with him. So October, November, December 2018, I kind of was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to be with him because it just seems like he's sick, and he doesn't really seem like he wants to do anything. And then so Austin was like, when I was I was like, Austin, I'm gonna go for a walk, and I was gonna come back, but I just couldn't stand to see him sick. So I was gonna go for a walk, and then Austin, he got mad at me, and he started attacking me, and then he started slinging me around as I was trying to put my pants on. And slinging me around my pants, because I told him, I was like, I'm gonna get dressed, go for a walk, and he was slinging me with one pants in and one pants out, and he was slinging me around the room, and I overpowered him inside of the room. This was the next day, so it was, no, we spent 1 or 2 nights, so the 18th we moved in that day, so the 19th, I don't know, but he went to jail the day before my birthday. So I think we moved in, I don't know. So we moved in around the 18th or the 19th, but I think he went to jail the day before my birthday, December 20th. And I remember him slinging me around the room with one. I was trying to get my pants in, so because he was smelling, he was pooping, and it was stinking so bad. And so I put one foot on, and then he started slinging me, and I went out the door, and I was running, and he came into the living room, and then he put his arm over, like he was grabbing me from running out the house, and he put his arm over my neck, and then he took his other hand, and he started like punching me, like boom, 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 and then I'm like sitting there like screaming, why? Like, because I didn't understand, like, why is he sitting here punching me? Like, I just was going for a walk. Like, I would have come back. Why is he doing this? And then, like, abusing me. I just couldn't understand. I'm not going to cry because I don't need to cry right now concerning evil, wicked people that think they're going to be hurting us and doing rituals. And so it was December 20th, and I had visions about me and Nakia's birthday, and Nakia knowing something about it, and then running and trying to leave me to be the one to die. And I ended up with God in heaven. But it wasn't at the hands of the people that wanted to kill me. It was at the hands of God. But anyway, so I was afraid because I was screaming. I didn't understand why Austin was punching me because I really didn't do anything. And I ended up getting out the front door. And when I ran out the front door, something happened because Austin kept trying to run up to attack me in the parking lot at 230 Avenue G, even after I ran out screaming. And I had my jacket on. I had finally put my pants on. I think I had my pants on. I had my jacket on, and I had my shoes on by this point. Like, I don't know if I had my shoes on, but at some point I made it out the fucking door, right? And so we both were outside, and Austin had his shorts on and his shirt off. And Austin kept trying to attack me in front of the people in the neighborhood at 230 Avenue G. And I pulled out a little pocket blade, and I told him, if you come any closer, that I'll cut you. And he tried to come a little bit close, but then I was like, I'm gonna cut you, like. And then he backed up a little bit, and then I kind of started walking off away and going towards Fraser Street from 230 Avenue G. North towards Fraser Street, and then all of a sudden the police come whipping up on me once I get to Fraser Street, and then they was coming up on me like they wanted to hurt me. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, Austin was abusing me in all the motel rooms that we were in as well. In November, he abused me, of course. But he didn't abuse me that much. Like, he pulled the knife out on Cynthia. He just was like pushing me. But then, like, in December, like, or the other months, I don't know, from November to December, from when he was charged with domestic assault, family violence. He assaulted me on Fraser Street, and they had called the police, and the police kept coming up to me like they wanted to hurt me. And people were saying that Austin was hurting me, and the police was coming up to me like they wanted to hurt me. And then so when they asked me if Austin was hurting me, I didn't want to say anything at first, but there were multiple calls from different locations in December before we got that apartment that Austin was attacking me. He was attacking me on Fraser Street, and someone called 911. He was yelling at me at the Super 8, and the manager was almost about to put us out, and then Austin had to apologize to him and me. And then so he attacked me on Fraser Street again, and somebody called the police. And I was like, leave me alone. You know, I don't want to be with you anymore, because I was tired of him attacking me. And I had just met him in October 2015. And then so he started dragging. He jumped on the ground and grabbed my ankle, and then I started dragging him, and he was on the ground, and I just kept dragging him. And then the police came, and they were trying to say like somebody said something, and somebody said that I had that like I needed to go to jail, like I had did something. And then he was I didn't know how to explain it, because he had jumped on my leg, and then I was trying to get away, but it seemed like he was trying to make himself look like the victim, kind of, sort of. And then so after that, the police pretty much was like, okay, well, if you all wasn't fighting, then we just gonna leave or whatever. And but they were acting like they wanted to hurt me and not Austin. Like they were mad that they were having to be called for somebody saying that a black woman got hurt or whatever. And then so we ended up moving into this apartment at 230 Avenue G, and we've had, well, he stayed with me at my own apartment, but at this apartment, both of our names were on the lease at 230 Avenue G in Conroe, Texas. And when we moved into this apartment, we had just moved into this apartment. We weren't there for like more than 1 or 2 days. And then that's when Austin was in there punching me in my head. And that was the day before my birthday, which was December 20th, 2015. And so we had been dating for 1, 2, 3, not even 2 or 3 months, really. Like not even 3 months all the way, because we started dating at the end of October, like around Halloween. And Stefania and them introduced me to him. So we did talk the whole month of November. And then by December 20th, he was being charged with domestic assault family violence, because when the police came up on me December 20th, 2015, they came up on me like they was going to try to arrest me. And I was completely walking away from the scene like I hadn't done anything. And they were like, if you don't tell us that he hit you, then we're going to have to take you to jail, because Mr. Chuck had called, our neighbor had called, Mr. Chuck, the white man, had called the police, he says, and reported that I was in there screaming, and he heard Austin was in there hitting me. But then the Hispanic people outside and the other people outside that was watching from outside, they was watching, and they was trying to make me go to jail, like I pulled a knife on him and stuff. And then so basically, because I did pull out a switchblade, I guess like I would have had to go to jail if I didn't tell them that he was in there, what he was doing. So I did, and I told him, I was like, well, he started slinging me around in the room because I said I was going to go for a walk, and I told him he could have the apartment, but that I would go for a walk and think about it, and that most likely I would have come back. But he started slinging me around with like 1 foot in. When I went to go put in 1 foot inside of my freaking tights, he started slinging me around. And then I put on, somehow I was able to get my pants on and my shoes, and we were stumbling and kind of rumbling in there, and he was knocking me into the walls and everything. And then I came running out of the room, and he was dragging me. And then all of a sudden, like he was having me in a headlock and was punching me, and I made it out the door screaming. But I had that knife, and he still kept trying to run up on me, and then I pulled out the switchblade, and then he tried to come again, and I kind of let him know I'll use it, and then he kind of like backed up, and I ran, and the police were, they ended up charging him with assault, family violence, and that was December 20th, 2015. That was a day before my birthday, so they took him to jail, and this happened during the daytime, like morning, like kind of, when you going into like the morning, afternoon, or the afternoon day, yeah, so like it wasn't in the evening when this took place, and it broke my heart because I was like, man, I wanted to be with him on my birthday. I was like, what did I look like being without my boyfriend or my man on my birthday? I was like, man, why my man beat me up? And I quit my job at Knees, and I stayed in the bed crying. And now I'm starting to realize that Austin probably was trying to kill me for something, and that I don't know Austin the way that I thought that I did. And these people have my baby, and they done had my baby. So let me just go into that because that's what this is about. That's what all the screaming is about. These people done tried to murder me, and I'm going to tell what they said they was going to do to my child for Austin and Cynthia, because the people is possessed with spirits that don't belong in certain bodies, and Cynthia got a lot to do with it, and so does Satan. But let me just get to my child, talking about, please, y'all listen. Now they're coming through trying to make a lot of noise now.